No, you can't.
Girl, not you elbowing through all these children. No.
Peter was so freaking brave with that
No.
last and nasty pirate event.
Peter never did that. I ain't never seen him do that. I don't know where. I see you, you see me. That's what I like to see. No show, but I'm positive. Yo, I'm anonymous being man enough for sure, and we're about to watch this video by AJ about the Peter Pan situation. I just found out about this, and I don't know anything that's going on having to do with this man. I know he's getting stalked. Not that it matters, but he's not even odd. That's the plan. Watch the shoot me, y'all.
I went to the strip club, paid the stripper. Then she talked to me. Like, I think she might like me or something. Disneyland. These nuts. Land. Sorry. Today we will be talking about baby Tony because you guys keep asking me to. At first, I was confused. Yeah, this girl has some weird fascination with Peter Pan, but why is it so bad? It's not like she actually bothers him, right?
No. No. No, that's not a quick hug. Yes, you do. You look at my face all the time. I know you stare.
Oh, my bad.
Girl, this is the Disneyland equivalent of SpongeBob. Why would you want?
Thank you.
Not me. That is so trivial. I'm not trying to make it a looks thing. I'm only doing that for the internet's sake. Girl, you're weird as fuck, and it's just a character. It's just a cartoon. How could you be drawn this? You say you like my body and the color of my nails. You like the color of my nails.
The creator Baby Tony 99 has gained a lot of attention lately because people find her interactions with Peter Pan at Disneyland to be very uncomfortable. The first post I could find of her interacting with Peter Pan was from all the way back in August 2015. And at first it all seems very relatively harmless until you see that
she's been doing this for 10 years.
Basically all her posts online are about Peter Pan. And when she is
like different Peter Pans or this specific
interacting with him, it seems like she's taking up a lot of his time. He's supposed to be interacting with children.
Bye. What? Whoa! Where did you get this?
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
So would your duck quack or would it crow?
So I'm looking at you like that.
Alright, I'll take
No, it's for me though. Did you give it to me?
I'll take a picture of you with it.
Oh, it's not me. It's not for me though.
Do you want one?
If you wanted that, you could have just said so.
You can have it. I can make another one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, can I?
He's in character. Is this like helping her immerse herself in some kind of fantasy?
I get it on video that I gave it to you?
Girl, he has a skirt on. When did this become attractive?
Oh boy.
Whoa, it's just like you.
It looks like you.
Oh yeah.
So this is her in for you to get the fuck away from them. Girl, read the room.
Hey. Now what?
What the fuck is on my eye? The fuck is that?
Now you're gonna take a picture with her.
Okay, well now what? You got the prizes. I have my prize.
Now we'll see you next week, right?
I know I said I wouldn't do this anymore.
Oh.
I will never get the appeal of Disneyland. Maybe I'm just broke. But paying money to watch somebody fake age regress, it's just not for me. If I want to see age regression, I can just fill a cup of water.
What did I say? Immerse herself into some type of fantasy. This is age play.
Peter Pan is not new or exclusive to Tony. There have been people obsessed with Peter Pan since the early Tumblr days. Around 2010, the Tumblr girlies were obsessed with Peter Pan. More specifically, they were obsessed with the actors who played Peter Pan. So much so that they would follow them around the park and harass them. And they were part of what is called the Peter...
Is the demographic overweight white women?
Pandom. Because they didn't know the names of these actors, they would call them things like Dimples Pan, Spielding Pan. They would find characteristics of the man playing Peter and use them to identify them. Fun fact, I have a tattoo that says Pater, but people always think it says Peter. So maybe people think I'm part of the Peter Pandom. If you don't know what Pater means already, don't look it up. People always get mad at me for having a big ass tattoo that says it. I watched a video from 3 years ago from a creator named Ashley Norton and got much more insight on the Peter Pandom. Like, back in the day, people used to run around following Peter Pan, trying to make him say weird stuff on camera. People used to make fan fictions about Peter Pan.
You need to try this.
Why?
Because if you were in
There were whole blogs dedicated to how hot the actors were.
So where are we going, Peter?
I want to blog.
I don't know. I saw somebody that looked like me. I think I'm gonna take her on an adventure.
He was running away from you. Like, these are social cues for you to get away from him. How is she not understanding this? Is she like autistic?
Where'd he go?
Or is she just like a super pervert?
Oh my god.
No, you can't.
Girl, not you elbowing through all these children. Girl, it's not that serious. This is probably the most exercise she's ever gotten in her life. Has she always been big? It's some turkey legs. Girl, lay up.
I want to be his Wendy.
Able to say keep calm and stay sassy.
What?
Peter, can you?
None of these men, they all look like middle-aged school teachers. Like, why?
Peter, can you say hi to my friends Harry, Zane, Liam, Louie, and Niall? Do you want me to say that again?
Period.
I've been wanting to meet Peter Pan for years. Last week, my parents finally took us all to Disneyland. I saw Peter and immediately ran up to him and waved, saying he was my hero. He grabbed my arm and saw my self-harm scars.
What about Peter Pan's... Shut that damn baby up. What about Peter Pan saved your life, girl? How was he heroic? This isn't Marvel DC.
And frowned. He quickly said, No, you have battle scars. You must have fought off a lot of stinky pirates. You, princess, are my hero. And
Is Peter Pan a pirate? He fights? I know he has powers, but like, does... Captain Hook, right, yeah, Captain Hook. Does he fight? I thought that's what the little children was for. What are the little children's names with the little show on Disney?
bowed and kissed my hand before hugging me tightly and
Okay.
whispering, You're beautiful. Please stop. In
What
my
is
ear.
this?
I cried the rest of the whole day. And then everybody clapped. If this really did happen, that's dope. But I don't think that's something that he's allowed to do. Something that became very confusing to me immediately when I saw posts of these grown adult women thirsting over Peter Pan is that these men are playing a child. Now,
I didn't even think about that. It reminds me of Everybody Hates Chris, when all of them grown ass women were thirsting after his brother. And then he was in the car with some of these grown women getting groomed and shit.
I'm not making any broad statements about anybody into Peter Pan, but if the only context you know this man in...
No, you can make a broad statement depending on the specific kind of people in this content. You know, I think every single video she showed, it's the same woman. But if there's a group of people like this, I think it would be safe to say that they like...
is him pretending to be a child.
Not necessarily children per se, but children adjacent things.
And you're just somehow so attracted to his personality, and you think he's so hot and sexy. Is that not weird? I don't think it's too far of a stretch to say that that's strange. I'm not saying that makes the women or people attracted to him any type
And not only is the Peter Pan cartoon looking as fuck, like, nigga please, Nigel looking ass motherfucker. These actors, girl, every single actor I've seen, it's not cute. Like,
predator or anything. But I do think some self-reflection... I'm not saying that makes the women or people attracted to him any type of predator or anything. But I do think some self-reflection might be needed. Because you're attracted to Peter Pan? So this is the fandom that Tony is part of. But it's a fandom that not many people knew existed. It's pretty niche.
I hope they're attracted specifically to the actors and not like I hope they're attracted to the fact that this is an actor in cosplay and not the fact that it's an actor playing Peter Pan.
The average person doesn't know what Tumblr was even about. Fandom culture was huge. So now, outside looking in, Tony is people's first exposure to the Peter Pandom, and people are...
Zombie Wars SMT? Who was that? Let me see. Steven Universe. I didn't even peep. I've been in that fandom my entire life. Jesus. Who is this? Danny Phantom. Don DTM. Zombie Wars SMT. Dan DTM. It's one of those.
Huge. So now, outside looking in, Tony is people's first exposure to the Peter Pandom, and people are confused. So am I. Trust me, I was on Tumblr. But not on Peter Pandom Tumblr. As
Right.
kind as Peter Pan is being to these people, he is at work. And monopolizing somebody's time like this.
I don't know how to read.
I have to say that.
I have to say mine.
Peter told Wendy they flew off together to Skull Rock where Dr. Hook had taken regularly. There, Peter challenged Hook to
And then these yee ass ginger wigs, girl, and then the eyebrows, they all look like Ethan Slater. Am I thinking of the right guy? I might have to cut that out. No, I was right. They all look like Ethan Slater, and I'm intimidated by these white men.
really warm.
No.
Peter was so quick and brave with that
No.
last and nasty pirate advantage.
Peter never did that. I ain't never seen him do that. I don't know where I don't know nothing about no Peter, but I ain't never seen him do no shit like that. No.
In the water.
He ain't never did no
Only
shit
to
like
be
that. No.
chased by his ship and the furious crocodile TikTok. Peter rescued Tigerly and returned her to the garden.
While they are working is wrong. No matter where they work, unless they're like a therapist or something. But this is an opinion that I am willing to change. I could be wrong.
She's so big and grown. I thought she was one of the workers. I didn't really peep that I should be focusing on her.
But I just feel like unless you pay somebody
Girl.
explicitly for their time, you should not hold them ear hostage. It's rude and insensitive. For example, servers are supposed to talk to you and be nice. But we would all agree that it's weird to hold your server ear hostage for 20 minutes, right? I've been in the service industry and people would do that. And I would just have to smile through it because I'm from Indiana. Who's your hospitality, damn it? Tony seems to have been obsessed with Peter Pan for now.
Yeah, no, there's specific jobs I'm just not taking up. No, I'm not gonna sit here and yeah, and listen to your punk ass funky conversation I don't give a damn about. I don't give a damn about none of the details, none of the people you talking about. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. I don't care. On car. Like, what? I cannot sit through that.
Going on 10 years. I just want to know how she has the time and money. Because she talks about how she goes there every weekend. I know they have passes you can be on where you can go there the whole year, but that stuff's expensive. Part of why people are saying that Peter looks so uncomfortable in their interactions is because of his body language.
Maybe it's because I'm a bum bitch right now. I'm a bum bitch with low pocket. But even when I do get some money, I don't think I'm gonna be a bitch to get a fast pass. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be a fast pass ass bitch. Like, I don't know. Like, depending on, cause the thing is, bitch, I don't go nowhere as it is. Like, I don't got no friends, so you know. And then even when I do go places, I don't go nowhere where money is required. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm getting off topic here. If it's super busy, maybe I'll get a pass. But I don't know. I just can't imagine wanting to be a part of anything that bad to want a fast pass in the first place. I just can't think of me being that person. But then again, like, I'm kind of boring.
Specifically, how he looks at and acts as a reaction to her. He seems closed
Right.
off and runs away from her. But because of the nature of this job, he can't
Wait,
just
so
be like,
this is the same guy across all these videos, or what?
leave me alone! Because she's not technically doing anything to him. I'd argue she's mentally doing something, but I
She
just
is doing
doubt it feels
something
nice
to
to be
him.
stalked. This Tony
This is
lady is a perfect
harassment.
example of a Disney adult. She's married, and her life revolves around Disney. Even her
So this is emotionally cheating.
honeymoon. I don't
You're
want to
cheating
assume
on
too
me
much
with a
about her
fucking
because assuming makes an
cosplayer.
ass out of you and me. To that point, we can all assume that Peter Pan is uncomfortable, but we don't actually
I can
know.
see
I've
it.
been seeing
What
a
is
lot
there
of
to assume? I can see it.
discourse about how her behavior shows that parents need to show their kids not to be weird and teach their kids not to be weird. That parents need to teach their kids
Right.
socially appropriate behavior or else they end up growing up to be somebody like Tony. I would agree with that to a certain extent. Yes, we are all taught to a point what and what not to do, but you can't put all the blame on her parents. She's a
Yeah.
grown woman. I am a lost boy.
Stop harassing Peter Pan, lady. You are a married woman. Do you not feel the anxiety every time you walk up to this? Boundaries. Boundary. Did anybody ever teach you about boundaries, bro? He needs to put a restraining order on you. You are a grown ass adult in a long term relationship with another man, feeding over a dude dressing as a fictional character. That's just his job. You know that, right? Why do you continuously harass this man? He obviously doesn't like you. Like, you can't feel the energy. You can't read the room, lady. I need you to read the room.
I think part of the problem is that
Didn't I say that? I said those exact words. Read the room.
she can't read the room.
I'm telling you, I think she's autistic. I too am autistic, or I think I am. It wouldn't be surprising. Would that make me more attractive if I'm autistic? You gotta think about it. Like, all the folklore and like the boundaries that society is held within, you gotta think about it. Before science and all the doctors and shit, the world was ran by, no, the world is ran by mentally unstable people and people on all kinds of spectrums. All kinds of spectrums. You gotta really think about it. So back to the folklore. Mentally unstable people were hearing things and seeing things, and they didn't really have technology. So word to mouth, like the game of telephone is getting crazier and crazier by the year. Like, y'all really got to think about this shit. This is why, again, this has nothing to do with religion, but I'm taking it there. This is why I'm spiritual and I don't believe in the stereotypical God. And then even within my form of spirituality, I don't believe in one true God. I don't gloss check. I don't, because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Why is it a man? Girl, please. So I think I came from an asteroid or some type of comet or something, or some type of planet with microorganisms that are carbon based or something like that, or carbon based comet or something. And then when that proto Earth hit the other fucking planet, and then Earth was created, and then whatever fucking comet destroyed the dinosaurs, all that created us, and things like that. We just got lucky, and then, you know, I think of life from more, I wouldn't say scientific worldview, because I'm a magical bitch. I love Peter Pan. What? I love fairies. I love magic. I love pixie dust. But this is weird and creepy. I wouldn't. Sorry, I talk a
who
lot.
is, as you know, and when I watch videos of her talking and interacting with anyone, my spidey senses start tingling. But they
Oh.
also tingle when I meet beagles, the dog breed. So I could be wrong. Either way, autism,
Why?
no autism, that doesn't make stalking
use that
right.
right.
I've seen people online also in the defense of her saying that she can't stop what she's doing because she's autistic. If she herself cannot distinguish socially right from wrong, because some people really cannot, the people around her should help her. But it's not an excuse to make somebody uncomfortable in their job. And the people around her should be helping her, not enabling her. I saw a rumor floating around that she was banned from Disney. There is no proof of this. And there's no reason she would actually even get banned. Even in the videos, she doesn't technically do anything against the rules. Just things against our society's rules. Things we deem socially unacceptable. Like, if somebody doesn't want to hug you and you hug them anyway, it's a little rude.
Why does she keep saying he's not doing anything, or she's not doing anything to him? This is harassment.
No, that's not a quick hug.
Yes, she's hugging Peter Pan, but she's also hugging a random actor at work. It's really interesting for me to watch people interact with these face characters because they treat them like they are dead ass the character. Baby, that's
Just because
Gerald.
he's in character doesn't mean he's immediately subjected to no boundaries. Like, why does all these things go out of the window just because he's in costume? That what? Why aren't you just still treating him like a normal person? He's playing a character. Look, again, because I'm boring and I think I'm autistic, but it's more than kinda. Stop lying. It's hard for me to get into it the whole Disneyland and everybody's dressed as the characters of it all. It's hard for me to get into it because I just still see you as people working a job. Like my mind is permanently poisoned. I don't see the magic. I don't see like, oh my God, you're like really dedicated to this role and you're a character. I just see it as damn, you work in this job and you got to be here how long? How hard did you train for this? You're amazing. It's fantastic, spectacular. But it's I'm not immersed in it. I don't see Belle. I see Angelica, Angelica Jenkins that live on 31st Street that got a daddy in the military, a stay-at-home mom that works two jobs, who loves her kid and never stops. So I don't know why she's so obsessed with these people because they're not cute. None of them are. The costumes are bootsy. I done seen about three, four, five different lime platinum greens. The shoes are yee yee. The leggings are stuck up as fuck, girl. And then you look a mess in every video. And if it's not her, every single person that's interacting with these Peter Pans looks a mess. You guys can't at least be in costume because y'all look like y'all work there. Y'all look like managers. Um, this is a mess.
He has a BFA in theater. He's waiting for his big break. Did you know face actors at Disney make around $24 an hour? As somebody who lives in Indiana, that's amazing. But remember, Disneyland is in California.
That's great. That's great, but I feel like that's so much work. That's such an intense position. You're in character, in costume, and all that makeup for only $24 an hour, girl. Amazing, great. That's awesome, amazing, great. I'm not trying to diminish or downplay or anything, but I feel like you should be paid more. I feel like that's like teacher level salary. You not that I'm saying teachers. Oh my God. I feel like teachers and people in this field needs to be making way more, significantly more. You know what I'm saying? How are they not making more than that? What is this? What is this?
California, where a studio apartment is like $2,000. So if you work 40 hours a week, you are still only making around $3,800 a month. So after rent, you have about $2 left or something. I just feel like the pay does not match the work. I know I'm not the target audience for this type of thing, but it just makes me deeply uncomfortable. I think it's for the same reason I don't like Santa or the Easter Bunny or any mascot in general. It gives me uncanny valley. But additionally, the stalking makes me very uncomfortable and how normalized it is in the
Oh, I don't
Disney
like
adult
any of
loving
those things
culture. Do you
because
know what stalking can do to somebody?
I just think about the origin. Like, is it racist?
Psyche. Almost 80% of stalking victims report symptoms of PTSD. Wait, that sounds like
AJ the science, okay? AJ the science, AJ the science, okay?
Now, I'm not saying that this young lady or anybody involved is doing the equivalent of criminal stalking, but I do wonder where the line is. Following somebody and doing things that make them uncomfortable is fine as long as they're at work. Does it only cross the line if you follow them after work? Do these people's bodily autonomy no longer matter because they work at Disney? Because this issue is not exclusive to Peter Pan. There are countless stories of former Disney employees talking about how they have been stalked, harassed, and made uncomfortable at work.
Do Disney princesses ever deal with stalkers or inappropriate guests? Yes, they do. Hi, I'm KG. I've performed at Disney for 8 years, so I have a lot to say about this. For example, this is a comment that was left by a random man on one of my other videos of me and character. That was just a small glimpse into some of the guests that the performers are forced to interact with every single day. And you would be shocked at the amount of essay that happens. You'd be even more shocked to know that it's 80% by men that have their wife and kids right beside them. I cannot even begin to tell you how many times that Ariel has had her
So why are they getting paid pennies to get touched on for free? None of them have like guns or little shanks or little lip gloss, little thumbtack weapons like that you can just poke in their neck and it's not in a major artery. You just be like like you can't just bitch like you. Ew.
seashells touched in the grotto by grown men, and sometimes attempts are made to reach underneath the seashells. Unfortunately, most of the time, not a lot is done in the form of punishment for that male guest. At best, you call security, write a witness statement, they find the family in the park, ban them for life, call the police, sue him for everything he's worth, and he ends up in jail for essay. At worst, and more often than not, you write a witness statement, And they may or may not find him in the park. Maybe make him also write a witness statement, and he gets a slap on the wrist and a half-off Dole Whip voucher for the inconvenience. I'll never forget, I was hanging out with Cinderella in Princess Fairy Tale Hall, and the family comes up for a picture. 99.9% of the time, I would always say, "May I take your arm, Your Majesty?" Talking to the dad to make sure that his arm is positioned in front of him, just like this, and I grab it to make sure it's not going anywhere it's not supposed to be going. This was the one time I didn't say that, and I paid the price for it. So the next time you hear a princess say, "May I take your arm?" and the entire group goes, "Ooh, she likes you." Actually, we're just trying not to get assaulted. If you go to my page and click on subscriptions, I'm going to put the details of one of the worst stories that ever happened to me on there. I just don't want to put the details of that on my main page.
So when I was a performer at Walt Disney World, there was a man who got kicked out for heckling and harassing the characters, particularly the female characters, and then ended up getting a job in the character department.
When stalking ends, it causes symptoms that can last a lifetime.
Kill them! Wait. No, I meant to say that. Kill them! Them they got kids? That's a waste of night.
Constantly feeling on guard, high blood pressure, depression, even increased rates of alcoholism. There are different types of stalkers. The rejected stalker, someone who starts their stalking because of the breakdown of a relationship. Not just like a relationship in a gay way, like dating, but it can be siblings or parents. The initial motivation of the rejected stalker is to rekindle or reconcile the relationship, or for some people, it's to enact revenge. The next is the resentful stalker. Resentful stalking arises when the stalker feels like they have been mistreated by the victim. This can be either humiliation or an injustice. Victims can be a stranger, an acquaintance, but in some way the stalker feels like this person mistreated them. Just like all stalking cases, this can be from delusion. Next is the intimacy-seeking stalker. This arises out of loneliness and the lack of close friends. The victim is usually a stranger that the stalker desires a relationship with, and the stalking helps them feel like they are closely linked to the victim. In my non-professional opinion, actually quite ignorant opinion, I would say a lot of people who are stalking people at Disneyland fall under this kind of stalker. They are lonely and want to feel some type of close relationship. The world we live in is so individualistic. We are
Parasocial.
You're told, mind your business, think about yourself. Forming online connections is easy, but we are all becoming more and more socially inept. So it feels like in-person relationships are just harder to form, harder to keep. So when you go somewhere that all the people have to be nice to you and treat you like you matter and like you're their friend, who wouldn't want that? It's the intimacy we are all craving. To feel like somebody actually wants to talk to you and listen. But at Disney, it's fake. These people are being paid to interact with you. It's not going to replace a real relationship. This deep loneliness that a lot of us feel.
What is she expecting from these people? Like, to get their number and for them to come over in costume and for things to advance at the Wonderland? Like, I don't understand. What do you want? What do you want with these men? What do you want with SpongeBob? What do you want with SpongeBob and
some people
friends?
takes over. I had the smallest experience with stalking ever, and when it happened,
his nephew and shit. Like, what? Am I hardly in frame? Because I don't really want you to see me. Like,
and I was terrified. So I can only imagine how these people feel. To know that not only are people following them around work, but people are trying to find who they are in real life online. When I was in a different line of work for a while, let's just say I've lived way too many lives. I had a client who was obsessed with me, but most were, so. But this one specifically was spamming me all the time, constantly.
So, if I open my booty for like $50 an hour with like a 2% pay cut, you think men would be obsessed with me or women? Because I'm a dance for both. Open my legs, swing some things for both, put some streamers on my titties and do some crazy things. 100 grand. Okay, if things go from bad to worse, 100 grand is what my stripper name is gonna be. Hell, if things get amazing and spectacular, I still might strip. 100 grand, y'all.
Constantly messaging me. One day I look on his profile to see who is this bozo. Why won't he leave me alone? And I see that his account
I'm not shaving nothing or nothing.
Is followed by 0 people, but follows 4 people. And I was like, that's a very low number of people to follow. I clicked to see who he's following, and it was my main account, my gym account, my music account, and then my best friend's account. Now, this is barely considered stalking. This is like base level stuff. But I remember being so freaked out and scared. Luckily, I just blocked him on everything and told my friend to block him too, and it seemed to have resolved on its own. But it was so weird to me. Why are you only following me and my friend? Stop. Stalking can cause real psychological trauma, and I think it should be taken a little bit more seriously. Not just a little bit, a lot of bit more seriously. If stalking is actually taking place. Because the videos that we're seeing, some of them are days apart, some of them are weeks apart. We don't actually know how much she's going there and how much she's actually stalking him. As funny as it is to point fingers and laugh at people who are experiencing these parasocial relationships with people at Disney, it should also make you concerned about how Disney is treating
Girl,
their
this ain't
employees.
funny.
Hello everyone, I'm Joshua, and I used to be a character performer for Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. We recently came
Excuse me, bitch. Ooh, this nigga looks like Neville. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I am so sorry. If I look disingenuous, I'm high. And then I have like Botox in my face. Yeah, we're gonna blame it on Botox. My face is frozen and I have a lack of empathy. Yeah, we're just gonna blame my terrible reaction to things, to serious things, on drugs, foreign substances, and psychological issues.
to my attention that there is this girl that's going viral. I think her name is Tony or something like that, who is obsessed with Peter Pan at Disney World. And I used to be best friends with Peter Pan. If you don't know what I'm saying, I'm going to include pictures of my best friend. I myself, whilst working at Disney World, had a stalker. Pictures of my best friend.
Also, he was Peter Pan and the best friend was a princess. Okay. Okay.
I myself, whilst working at Disney World, had a stalker. She came to my line every single shift that I was Peter Pan, and likely to the other 2 or 3 people that were cast in the role of Peter Pan at the time, and she would continue to circle the queue line over and over and over again to see Peter Pan. Now, this person was not a child. This person was easily in her late 20s, early 30s, and would come to my line time and time again, asking disturbing questions, asking a little bit SH type questions that the character attendant that was helping me on these sets was quite unsure of how to handle the situation. Now, while I did experience this awkward moment time and time again with
There
the
are
stalker,
children around. Is this not like a fetish or something?
there were more moments that the Disney princesses endured with really creepy dads and really creepy older men that would circle the queue lines and do similar things, most of the time much worse, and be handsy with the princesses on cast at Disney World. Now, I'm not going to outright say that I blame Disney for these instances, as they couldn't control what...
I do, because bitch, I do. I'm blaming the corporation. I'm blaming the company, because I don't give a damn. These hoes make too much goddamn money for this to be so much of a thing. This is a thing. This is as much of a thing as Amazon employees pissing in bottles. Because even though I didn't experience that, there was a lot of thievery. And there was a lot of people eating the snacks and eating the food because our lunch break wasn't shit. It would literally take up to 10 minutes just to get from our department just to go clock out. A good walk was like 5 minutes. On average, it was 8 minutes. At worst, 10 minutes if you're all the way in the back. But 8 minutes, 8 minutes is what you're looking at. So niggas was always stealing and eating. Wait, what was the point of me saying this?
What the guests were going to act like once they were in the park. However, I do think Disney needs to pay more attention to
Jeff Bezos, Dr. Seuss, everyone, dead or alive. Bitch, workers union needs to come collect, because they're not doing enough.
How the character performers are being treated when they're on set. There also would be times when different
They're
guests
not getting paid enough. There's not enough protection. No, I'm blaming Disney.
would just ask inappropriate questions, or questions that included cuss words or ugly language. And I think when you're there as the character performer, it's really hard to mitigate these types of situations and learn how to steer in the other direction when dealing with these things. Because obviously, Disney is a place that was catered towards children to begin with. So this type of language is never going to be appropriate to use, even as an adult. And obviously, yes, all the character performers are also adults. But it's hard for us to figure out how to mitigate that situation. And I know that all character performers would...
Peter Pan wouldn't even like your big grown ass. Like, I seen a clip somewhere, somehow, somewhere, I forgot, but I seen a clip. And he was getting mad at a grown-ass woman because she aged and she grew up and became a woman. How you mad at me because I'm aging? How you mad at me?
would really appreciate it if we use our common sense skills to be nice. So next time you're
And if you want to keep it a buck, Peter Pan little ass, agically, that nigga, how old is Peter Pan? Ew. Cause why is he recruiting other children to be a part of Neverland? Why are you kidnapping these people to be a part of the Polar Express?
If you're an adult and you want to meet a character, just remember to be respectful and kind to the performer. And don't be a Tony.
Are the kids that fight Captain Hook in that one show, are they all kidnapped hoes for Peter Pan?
On my ceiling, no, I'm not going to school. So I didn't see this video until later, much later. I wrote this script like last week, but I'm only just now publishing it. And I just want to say that this is kind of definitive proof that he did feel stalked. In this video, he doesn't necessarily say that it was Tony who was stalking him. Like, he brings her up, but he doesn't say that she's the one who specifically was coming into line all the time, even though he does say her name in the beginning and at the end, like, don't be a Tony. But I do think this is pretty definitive proof that what she does make them uncomfortable. Do I think the amount of public backlash that Tony has gotten is appropriate? No, but I do think it's making her reflect on how she's treating these performers. We know at places like Disney or
maybe everything people are saying, isn't right, like the super dark things, but Trick definitely deserves a good amount of backlash for this. I'm glad to hear that she's getting backlash.
Corporation.
This is
The
weird.
employees
You don't
are
need
not
to
to
do
make-
this. This doesn't need to be a thing. He's fake. This is all fake. Disney is fake. The characters are fake. The stories are fake. If anything, they're stolen from real people. So, like, what are we talking about? Why Peter Pan? Why Peter Pan? Why the actors for Peter Pan? None of them are cute. That again, that has nothing to do with anything. That's not important. That has nothing to do with anything. I get it. Am I hardly in frame? I don't really want you to see me right now. I don't really want you to see me. But I'm just saying, girl, let's have some standards, morals, and practices. Just a little
the
bit.
money is. So I think it's imperative to remember, again, that these face actors are exactly
Some
that.
codes to
actors.
violate.
They don't actually mean what they're saying to you. He
Yes.
is not actually Petrie Paniford. Yeah. Uh-huh. Get ready.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm
Listen
coming.
up, twin.
All right.
You don't know that. Nope. They're just doing their job, man. They're at work. Let them work in peace. I understand you're having a fun time. Remember, there are people on the inside. There's a person in there. That's an actor. Don't just poke and prod and expect him to be okay. Stop. It's not okay. No. People should feel safe at work. But then you make them twerk and they run away. Jester maxing. Do you like that? Do you? When people are scared of you, do you like that? You like stalking people? That's not very nice.
I like when people are scared of this.
Keep your hands to yourself if you can. Like, unless you really cannot. Don't kiss people at but don't do that though, no. Disneyland. Stop touching people you don't know. In conclusion, having level 1 autism is not an excuse to stalk people. There are so many people.
Did I not say she was autistic? Did I not say she was autistic?
People making up stories online about this lady, saying that she's the real victim in this because
Not that I'm living life to be right or correct or anything. I just had a feeling that the abrasiveness was the main giveaway for me. Genuinely can't tell when you're making people uncomfortable or offending people. So
when she was a kid, Peter Pan told her that he was her best friend, and now she's like stalking him because she feels like he's her best friend. And because she has autism, she believes him. This has not been substantiated. While everyone with autism is not a monolith, having autism does not automatically make you naive or automatically mean you have an inability to understand rules.
It's not an
On
excuse.
the flip side of that, whenever I see somebody who is clearly neurodivergent get caught up in a controversy online, I am so scared of them becoming a lolcow. Her videos are going very viral. There are videos about her that already have millions of views. So I am scared she will be lolcowified, but similar to Rahul, cool, even though she's getting backlash. She hasn't interacted with the haters or made a statement, and I feel like that's the smartest move. The way people cement their fate as a lol cow is by interacting with the same people who dislike them or trying to prove themselves to those people, when the best thing to do is just to ignore it. I think Tyler Catastrophe is a great example. If he would have just kept his mouth shut or apologized and moved on, I don't think he would have been lol-cowfied to the degree that he is. So again, my fear is when I see
That's the guy that came at Adam for a new computer.
somebody who's neurodivergent online get caught up in a controversy, I'm just always so scared. So I really hope the internet is not too mean to this lady. Let me peace out before I'm next. Like the video, hype the video. Thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. I really appreciate it.
Girl, Trick weird. You're crazy weird. I want nothing more to do with you. They need to get all types of restraining orders. However much it costs, it needs to be funded by Disney. Okay, if they can't do that, at least fund their restraining orders from anybody that they're being harassed by. Give them some type of reparation for getting touched on for free. And I even wanted to work at Disney as a character, but it's like, nigga, what character can I fucking play? Like, what? Be for real. What fucking? Be serious. Be dead ass. Be dead ass. Like, what fucking character can my chocolate ass play? Darth Vader, is that Disney? Would that be? No? Okay, shut up. Video ends here.